Let's talk about Old School Indian by Aaron John Curtis. I have not seen any of you talk about this book, which is crazy to me because if you have not seen this on shelves, how could you not be pulled to it? Those colors, gorgeous. This cover just, it might be one of my favorite books on my shelf just because I think this cover is stunning. The colors, the art, the vibe, just absolutely gorgeous. I know that has nothing to do with the book itself, but I do judge a book by its cover. I must say, I'm so sorry. And this one, cover, 10 out of 10, okay? So let's just start there. Amazing start, right? But this book follows Abe, our main character, who is a middle-aged Mohawk man who decides after leaving the reservation when he's 18 and kind of moving around. He doesn't really ever settle in one place after leaving. He falls in love and he follows her around for quite some time and just kind of allows her to dictate his life. I don't mean that in necessarily like a negative way. She doesn't seem like a bad person, his wife. However, she seems... controlling's not even the right word. She just does what she wants, and she doesn't really care how it impacts Abe. And it's not that she doesn't care about Abe, it's just I think that they were both very young when they fell in love, and they chose not to mature by moving away from each other. So Abe, our main character, by the time he reaches middle age, is starting to feel some weird symptoms, and he's like, something is not right. So he starts to go to the doctor, and eventually they're able to diagnose him after a full year. We love America's healthcare system. Of tests and just trying to figure things out. The disease in this book is not a real disease, but I think that it is a really wonderfully done kind of like metaphor by the author of like degeneration by not being connected to your family and your culture. So Abe has what in the book is called SNP. I don't remember what it stands for. I'm not going to try. A lot of big medical words. And basically his cells are like eating each other, I think is kind of like the vibe of what's happening in this fake disease that Abe is diagnosed with. And the doctors are like, nah, there's nothing we can do. Sorry, if we had caught it earlier, we might have been able to help you, which obviously Abe is frustrated by because he went to the doctor when he first started feeling symptoms. His wife didn't believe him. His doctors didn't really believe him. And after time, they were able to diagnose him with this disease, but they can no longer do anything to help him. And so in a kind of like last ditch effort to get some help and also support, because his wife is not being overly supportive about his situation and his diagnosis, he goes back to the reservation where he spends time not with just his own like immediate family and parents and siblings, but also with his Uncle Budge, who is a like medicine man healer in the community. And Abe starts out kind of like skeptical about his journey with Uncle Budge. And there are people on the reservation who are also somewhat skeptical, but believe in his ability to at least make you feel better. Not necessarily to heal you, but to provide you with the, like, peace you need and comfortability you need to continue living your life in a way that is beneficial to you without being in pain. And so Abe kind of goes through this journey, not only of self-discovery when it comes to pain and how to help himself in that respect, but also like mental anguish and stuff because of what he's going through with his wife. And it is a really beautifully done story, I think, of self-discovery in that way. I think that we frequently do not see self-discovery stories of middle-aged characters, and so this one is unique in that sense, and also because it is an underrepresented community, I think that it's really well done. This book, despite its serious topics, also like alight with humor. It is so funny. There are multiple moments where you're going to be laughing out loud when you're reading this one. And like there's even some stand-up scenes and they truly do have you laughing. They're really, really well done. And like I said, even though it's serious, there are moments where you're going to be laughing. There are moments where you're going to be crying. There are moments where you're going to sit in anger at some of the things that have happened to Abe in his life. And the things that have been done to him, his people, his community, his wife. It is just a beautifully done story where no one is the bad guy. No one is the good guy. No one is, you know, everyone, I don't even want to say morally gray because that's not even correct. Like everyone is just human. Everyone is so human in this book. And the way that they come together to be a community is just beautiful. I really liked it. It's not a super insanely long book, so you can finish this one pretty quickly. And I must suggest you pick this one up. I think that it's a really good fall read. I don't know why, but it gives me fall vibes. Maybe it's the cover. But you should definitely be picking this one up. And if you haven't heard of it, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you now. So don't act like you're not seeing it on the shelves. I know you are.